mix, you know what I'm talking about? That lettuce, that lettuce. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. That lettuce, that lettuce, focused all on the check, yeah, all I want is lettuce, yeah, just give me the lettuce, yeah, just give me the lettuce.
Lettuce heads, we are back with another edition of Please Let Us Golf, the podcast. And what a weekend of golf it was. And we're going to break it all down on today's episode. Anthony Kim shocking the golf world, winning at LIV Adelaide. Collin Morikawa, a 3-year hiatus from the winner's circle, taking down Pebble Beach. And a special treat. We got the full plug crew, Goldie tonight, Golfberg, Jewel, Adam. Gentlemen, I don't even know the order. To go in. How are we doing tonight?
Man, feeling good. You know, you didn't even mention the most exciting thing of the weekend. David Toms won on the Champions Tour. What an exciting and electric finish. Did you guys catch that?
He won the Chubbs Peterson Classic.
Yeah,
he
so
did.
Jewel, your job coming on these is all, that next layer. So I can get us to maybe live, maybe a little KFT talk, but we're getting champions and beyond. That's all you.
Well, look, as we were talking about the best shots into 18 today after Scotty hit that 6-iron from 186, and Adam brought up a Champions Tour event shot as one of the top ever. And so I started deep diving. I was like, oh, wait, David Toms at the top of the leaderboard. We got some stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure people just are tuning in right now, riveted. Like, what could we have to say about David Toms? Adam, how are you doing? Welcome back to the program. You don't have to do the whole thank you for having me on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to talk about pro golf, which everybody knows I really hate. So thank you for having me on this podcast.
Well, okay. Mr. Golfberg, how are we doing?
Pebble Beach is the coolest. I'm wondering, is the #1 course in the world slightly underrated at this point? That was the vibe I got watching this thing. It was too cool, too fun.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and about 3 to 4 segments. You can tee that topic up, and we can't wait. But you know what? A quick plug for plug. We just jokingly, hopefully, brought up Champions Tour, and I mentioned KFT. We're gonna have a little special drop coming out here in a few days. We may or may not have just interviewed a recent Korn Ferry Tour winner, champion. More to come on that. Super, super excited. But also my cynical side, right? I normally go with Adam and I'm like rolling my eyes at some of the professional golf talk. But I do like talking about it. And this was a great weekend if you're into golf. So we're going to save some live comments for the end, but let's focus on the event at hand here. So our beautiful boy, Collin Morikawa, powered, not just like,
is that his nickname?
But our beautiful boy, Collin Morikawa.
He's not ours, though, right?
Yeah, no.
Jake Knapp is our beautiful boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's I refuse to edit it, but it's just sometimes when you're riffing, you just say things and it happens. But Collin Morikawa, who we actually all universally may not like, he goes on. It was an impressive performance that Saturday round. Everyone, we got to bring the data, right? So, and I'm a data guy, but plus 6.45 strokes gain on approach, his best ball striking round of his career.
He hit every green.
He hit 18 greens at Pebble Beach, which is the smallest greens on the PGA Tour. So, guys,
I'm trying to look up at because I was like, Collin's going to win this thing. I think it was early. Was it hole 6?
I thought you were trying to look up like some. I was like, you probably should have looked it up before we went.
Trying to look up my text.
You did call it. You called it pretty early.
Something changed about him. He had a different look on his face. Truly.
I think this is probably the only tournament he can win, though.
Okay, why do you
Whatever
think
that means?
Yeah. Opine.
It's a ball striker's golf course. The greens are super tiny. It's not super penal around the greens. I mean, around the greens, as far as data golf goes, is non-existent. It doesn't matter. Off the tee, distance doesn't really matter. I think it's more of an accuracy test, and like all of that fits right into what Collin does.
Okay, fair. Jewel, so thoughts on Collin?
I mean, I was pretty impressed by the 62 on Saturday just because of what Golfbird said. 18 of 18 greens, 10 of 14 fairways, but almost like more insane was that he only made 58 feet of putts.
Yeah.
That's an average of 3 feet per hole. I mean,
Gosh.
that's
That's a
insane.
trick.
We're bringing up the
Go-
feet of putts, man. You
He
guys
gained
are really
zero-
trying to trigger me early.
No, but I
he
think it
gained
happened.
0 strokes putting and shot at 62.
Mm.
Like that doesn't happen. That's very, very rare. It's pretty wild.
As Scotty Scheffler got hot and just started hitting it next to every hole, a lot of players like, oh shit, maybe I should just do more of that. It was just one of those aha moments for these ball strikers. There's like, why am I worried about putting? Let's just fucking attack the hole.
I
Wait, I got to talk about Colin though.
Mhm.
Oh, what did you have?
oh no, please do.
So way back in early 2024, we did our most overrated golfers pod. I chose Colin Morikawa. I back it up to this day. I stand by that. Now, at the time, part of it was based on the fact that the guys won 2 majors. Both of them were sort of awkward times. It was during COVID. There wasn't a crowd there. One of them was an Open Championship with 0 wind. And he hasn't won much since. He won like a Zurich in 2023. And just something about his demeanor, the way he kind of attacked golf courses felt a little off to me. His swing didn't feel very tight. Watching him Saturday was nuts. It's like, holy shit. When this guy starts golfing, he is elite. And it looked like he had this steely look on his face. He's wearing all black, which I think he needs to lean into. He looks like a ninja. He looks super badass. Do that. And he just started attacking this golf course and made it clear he's like a Hideki. He's like Scotty when he's on. He can just, like you said, Adam, doesn't need to putt very much on these small greens. So I don't know. I think something changed with him this weekend, and I'm hoping maybe he starts golfing now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is funny. One thing data has shown that like putting, matters, but when you're hitting it that well on approach, it almost doesn't. Like you just have to not be horrendous, and you're gonna run away with it. But I don't know, man. Like I kind of wish there was a little bit more drama there at the end. I know we're going to go down the leaderboard in some moments of before we get into the Bridgman incident.
Pretty dramatic.
I won't call him
drama.
Bridgman. I refuse to call him Bridgman. He's Bridge-man. He's Bridgman from now on. But also, like, seriously, I know that some people are going to roll their eyes, but I knew there wasn't going to be drama on 18 because the wind was howling off the ocean left to right. He only cuts the ball. The only way he's going to get in trouble is if that ball is left. It was like physically impossible for that ball to go anywhere near where there'd be a hazard. And I know Wright can be out of position, but with how soft the greens and everything were, it was a pretty high likelihood he was going to at least birdie that hole with it not coming in or blowing to
blame the tournament committee for putting that pin on the right because everyone was hitting a cut.
Yeah, so you're saying 18 was playing super, super easy. So if you're like 186 out, like Scotty Scheffler, and apparently hit the greatest shot that's ever been hit on 18, according to Jim Nance. And look, hey, I'll get this out of the way. Look, it was a good shot, but like, let's be serious. It wasn't like an all-timer, right?
But to be clear, Adam is taking shots at Jim Nance. Clip that.
Yeah,
Yep, for sure.
Yeah,
but if he would have won the tournament, that would have been like a top 2 or 3 shots. Like if he would have gotten to a playoff and won the golf tournament, that would have carried a lot of weight.
And we went through it. I don't know why, but today we saw the 2nd best shot ever on 18, the 7th best shot ever on 18, Seb Straka, the 9th best shot ever on 18, Minwoo Lee. I don't know what to tell you. Guys are getting better at golf.
Imagine if the PGA
right. he used the term funnel win. That's exactly what it was.
That doesn't even exist.
I didn't think it existed until I saw Bridgman's shot. And then I was like, wait, that's a funnal wind right there.
No, that's the thing. You used to be able to bullshit people about the wind, but you can't anymore.
So,
can we talk about some wind triangles?
Okay, the graphics you want to know based on?
I mean, it's a natural, let's get into it. That's like the coolest graphic I've ever seen.
Okay.
I love it. Why though?
They've
Why
never
is
been
there
able
a need
to
for like 50,000 triangles to be on my screen, all going the same direction?
It looks like an alien invasion, but they show you 25 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet. It's color coded. So you see if you can keep it lower, you get some of the yellow in, but if you hit it too high, you're up into the red. And it felt like it's the thing for me. I see that and like, I get it. If I could see wind triangles golfing with you guys, dude, that'd be 2 strokes better per round.
If you could just... Dude, you need to figure out, you need to partner with Meta or somebody to get all of that information in your glasses. You want the greens map, you want the wind triangles, you want it all.
So cool.
Oh man. But and I was venue stuff we're going to save for a little bit later, but you did just identify a pretty high level thing there. Tournament committee, I know that's a traditional Sunday pin, but the wind is howling off the left. and maybe you think you put the pin there because it makes it an eagleable hole. Eagleable, is that a word? Eagles can be given, so there's some drama. But if you really wanted any teeth in that, it needed to be a left pin. So it was like, okay, you essentially had to commit to hitting a hook towards the water to hold it up, or you'd have to balloon it over the water to ride the wind. So yeah, I do. I agree with you. Sometimes they're template hole placements. Shoot them in the foot down the stretch. But okay, well, so Colin, again, kudos. It's been almost 3 years. I think anytime some of the top end players get some wins is a good thing. I will say this isn't my, maybe I'm kind of spoiling a little bit of a takeaway, but Pebble isn't the best indicator of like how you're playing. It kind of year in, year out. Occasionally a guy goes on a run, but for the most part, it gets just random winners, kind of because of what Adam said. It zigs where a lot of the PGA Tour stops zag, where it's not overweighted towards distance. It's really not around the greens. So a lot of poofers of the ball. You get some conditions this time of year, so you get fluky outcomes. So I'm not really sure if I buy that this means like Colin's back. But now that he announced he's having a kid and he's got that perspective dose, it would be cool. I'd be good to see him getting in the mix.
Yeah, if you look at
his putting's still pretty bad.
Yeah, putting and short game is still pretty bad.
Well,
that's why I think he's just a course dependent guy. Like if he gets a place like Pebble where it's all about that ball striking, like he's going to excel. But anytime he gets anywhere where there's shots around the greens, you have tightly mown areas around the greens, and he has to putt, he struggles. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he led the field in strokes gained approach by a good bit, and then also tee to green by over 1.25 points. I mean, he's not going to do that every week. He didn't putt very well, but I think Colin, it doesn't tell me anything for what's going forward for him. I think he's going to win another tournament in the next 2 years. I don't think he's winning a major. I do think maybe the swing is a little tighter right now and he contends more this year.
Jewel, lock it in.
But
Riv
doesn't
next
mean that
week.
much.
Riv next week. Does he top 20?
Yeah, I think he top 20s next week. I mean, makes sense to me. He's playing good. The swing does look good. He's taking it outside. It looks really tight. I mean, why wouldn't he top 10?
Wait. Just in case he wins, let's do this a little tighter since you guys answered. I'm going to, everyone, I'm bringing you inside how you make reels easier after the fact. Jewel, does Colin Morikawa top 20 next week at Riv?
Yeah, I think he top 20s.
Adam, does Colin Morikawa top 20 next week at Riv?
No, he does not.
Mr. Golfberg, does Colin Morikawa top 20 next week at Riv?
Yes, he does. And I'm disappointed in you guys too. I bet you don't think Anthony Kim's going to start winning a bunch of tournaments now either, huh?
Yeah, we have
some random bullshit went down and someone won.
I'm not going to pull the timestamp, but we have endless clips where we've been telling everyone Anthony Kim was about to just go on an absolute tear. Hey,
I think what I saw today,
research.
I think you know it when you see it. The leaderboard was stacked.
Yeah.
It was cool looking leaderboard. It was an exciting leaderboard, and Colin stared down everyone on that board, and it's 3 to a hole, and it's packed up. I mean, you know who's out there playing. Scotty's Eagle in 18, Sep's doing it in front of him. And he stared everyone down, and he won that thing with the sick birdie on 18, an insane wind after an insane delay. I think it says something about his game. I'm predicting more from that guy.
Was it stacked though? Is it just because I guess like Scotty was up there and Rory was kind
Hideki was up there. Minwoo Lee was up there. Sam Burns was up there. You had
are those
Shane
dudes,
Lowry
though?
was up there. Jake Knapp was up there.
Jake Knapp. These are exciting golfers.
There's no John Rahm and Bryson.
Tommy came in there.
Yeah.
Tom Fleet was in there.
So okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's do the leaderboard. Okay, Colin wins. Minwoo backdoors the second, 65. We can talk about Minwoo in a second. We got the septic tank there. He backdoors again. He just kind of had a solid 66, 66, 67.
He's
68.
scary.
He was 4 under on the last 3 holes.
Yes, that helps. Scotty though, 9 under with 3 bogeys in those conditions. Pretty. I think he's good, guys. I think I've come to that conclusion. He's pretty fucking good at. And the cool part of he's just good at all types of golf. That's the separator. Like there is not a golf course where he's not the favorite at. There's nothing that, and there's no type that he would be more of a favorite at. He's just the favorite no matter what it is.
And it doesn't matter if he plays like shit on Thursday. Like,
yeah, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row where he was even this week and whatever 2 over last week. That it's just a little better Thursday, and he's running away with these things.
Wait, so he definitely wins next week, right?
That
it feels like 90% chance.
Yeah, it seems like the odds are probably in his favor, but it's weird if he's ever going to just hit like a stretch where it's dud golf. But it was fun to watch. I mean, we'll get into what you could watch today, if at least on the signature front stretch. But like you guys brought up, Tommy Fleetwood got to 20 under. Sam Burns at 19. Ashke.
Wait, shouldn't we stop on these players as we notice something?
If you
Sam
notice
Burns,
something,
dude, I keep trying to like Sam Burns. Relatively good-looking guy, swings okay, dresses well, putts.
God.
No, I'm just saying, like
Sam Burns is so hot.
I said, good-looking. That's fine.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't like completely throw me off like some other golfers the second I look at him. What he's hitting an iron off the tee on 18. You're in the tournament, dude.
Yeah.
You're 19 under. Just go for it. Like, who cares at that point? You make enough money. It doesn't matter if you finish 17, 18, or 19.
It's the race for the cup, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bad.
You got to protect them FedEx Cup points, man.
But there was other guys up there: Jake Knapp, Shane Lowry. We'll get to Bridgeman in a second. You brought up Hideki. I didn't even realize this. Rory, 64 today, 8 under. I mean, we didn't see him, so I do think.
And he had a triple yesterday.
Yeah,
and a double on Friday.
Yeah, and he had 2 3-putts from 4 feet on Thursday. So I think that's scary is all I'm getting.
That's giving me 2023 vibes, Rory, where it's like, you know, first 3 rounds, you know, whatever. We're just we make the cut. We're like middle of the pack. And then we shoot a 64 in the final round. It's like, whoa, Rory's back, baby. Let's go.
In Rory's defense, though, this was his real season kickoff, right? So I think we might get into some of that in a little bit. But if next year, if the rumors are true, and this post Super Bowl is when the PGA Tour is actually going to start, Rory's just getting 1 year ahead of that. So some of these guys got some reps under their belt, and you could tell he was a little rough around the edges. But
and him motivated to contend at Pebble is a great thing for that tournament.
Yeah, no, it is. I think. I don't know if this should really be in the venue, but I still struggle the timing of it. On one hand, kicking off the season at Pebble seems like it makes sense, but February is literally the worst weather month in an area that has pretty amazing weather for most of the year. So I get it, but maybe that is not the best time, because it sucks to see ball in hand.
And 2 years ago, they had to stop. Didn't Wyndham win after Saturday night or something?
Yeah, they had to do that. And then like you're running low on daylight. A few years ago when Phil won, was it Phil and who was it? Paul Casey. You remember that? Refused to finish the last hole, down 2 to Phil. And so they had to spend the night and then go back and just finish the 18th hole the next day.
I thought Bridgman was going to pull that on us today with that ball wobbling on the green.
Let's just talk. Okay. Does someone want to tee that up?
Well, okay, sure, I will. So we've got the second to last group on 18, and they're on the 18th green, and they're finishing up. You got Hideki, and you got Jake Knapp, and they're on and Jake Knapp chips in for eagle. We see you, Jake Knapp. You're playing insanely good. Keep the shit up. And Hideki, and he's putting. You're like, where's Bridgman? And they pan way right. He's in the ocean. I mean, he doesn't have his shoes off yet, but he's basically near this weird octopus kelp shit, and he's just like over there, like with a hand on a hip, just togging. And Hideki's finishing, so they're done. And it took honestly 10 minutes for him to figure out what the hell he was going to do with his shot. But anyway, hits it, fucking bounces it off the cliff, 3 bounces onto the rocks, back into the ocean. And then they had to debate it for 7 more minutes. Where do we take the drop? Has to walk all the way back down the fairway, back to Colin. And in the meantime, the guy's trying to win the golf tournament is just staring into the ocean at this point with his hands behind his back, just pacing lightly, and did a fantastic job just keeping himself even keeled, right? Just getting into meditative trance mode, because that would be so difficult to do. The wind's only getting more ridiculous. Like every 2 minutes, it's like another 5 miles per hour. And Bridgman, he takes his time with the drop. And then, okay, sorry, that was a big interlude. He's on the green.
But no, you're right. But real good, he took his time to hit the shot.
Yeah.
Takes forever to figure out how to do the drop. walks as slow as possible to the drop spot.
Yeah, no jog. Why are they
Yeah.
not jogging?
Takes his
Why are
sweet
they
ass
not
time
jogging?
to hit the shot.
Yeah,
He gets the funnel wind.
got the funnel wind.
to
Yeah.
put it close. And now he's on the green and what?
He goes to, obviously he's got it barked. He goes to set the ball down and it just starts waffling, moving to the right. Oh no, puts it down again. Oh, now he's looking around. He's looking at his caddy.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's happening here? And Nance is talking about it, and they got rules officials coming up and looking, and he did it like 15 times. And you have the right to then place it to the side of your marker. You can find a spot close enough. And he fixed something, and he finally found it. But
what was up with that? Like, he fixed in front as if like where he placed his ball put an impression on the green. Like I that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and he has the guy over his shoulder watching. It was just very, very ridiculous for a short putt. And luckily he got it down. You're just worried,
Well,
like
maybe this is a help for you for a reel, and this could be cut to the front, since we're just breaking the fourth wall and making things easier. But I think Jacob Bridgman proved that the golf gods aren't real, because after all that, he made the damn putt. And it was like, what the hell? Is you just ate 25 minutes to do that.
What you guys just described, like this is why these guys are professional golfers. Only the most like narcissistic, like not like no self-awareness, like all these guys, like if this was me, like just playing it back in my head, I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, okay, I gotta get out of this guy's way. Like I'm gonna just speed everything up. I'm gonna hit it up there. I'm gonna
guys, I'm gonna pick up.
Yeah, I'm picking up, guys. But
I'm taking double.
Like, this is why they're professional golfers, man. That like zero self-awareness, just like, yeah, I'm gonna do me. Like whatever's happening back there, I don't care. Like what, Colin, you're trying to win the tournament, whatever. Like I'm just gonna take my time.
You're right. He did the right thing, and if that's totally within the rules and the etiquette of golf, he played it fine. But it just felt horrible in the moment. And you feel bad for the leaders, and
it just felt like all of that could have happened in at least half of the time it took without rushing. That's but I don't know. Well, again, little preview of the LIV event. If that shit was going on in LIV, I think the fans would have just taken care of it.
Yeah,
they're obnoxious and rowdy as shit. So I think they would have had some Australian justice on old Bridgman. Is that every time I say Bridgman, it's just that. But okay, well, cool, good breakdown. I felt like I was there again, reliving it. All right, anybody else you guys want to talk about on the leaderboard, or any just players?
Tommy Fleetwood with the Pebble Beach hat.
Dude, I want to, because he's accepting hats that aren't a Nike hat. He's got the hair. I want to get him a lettuce hat, but his address but they're all in freaking
with the long
he's got
hair?
no US address. It's all in like he lives mainly in like Dubai. So,
yeah, we don't mail internationally.
We don't do that. I'm not paying for that shit. It's like, guys, we could get Tommy Fleetwood to wear your hat. I am not paying overseas shipping. I don't give a shit who this guy is.
Hey, if it's Dubai though, maybe we open up a line there. Just saying,
that is.
What you know about Dubai, bro?
Do you know about it?
So Tommy isn't sponsored by Nike anymore?
I don't know what's going on. He kind of I don't know exactly what the deal is, but he's going on an independent headwear journey.
Hey, do you remember that guy who was leading the tournament? And like, was he Akshay Bhatia?
Yes, he was. Throw putter. He does seem
his
cool.
swing's a little loose. He seems pretty cool. He's very relaxed out there.
Yeah. He seems legit, like in terms of like a cool dude. I just don't like that a 23-year-old is using a throw putter. I mean, I just like, what demons could you be battling to have to go to that at 23? Like, you're 33 and you've been there and you've fallen off and you're a pro, have at it. But like, what come on. He's got to be better.
Yeah, it's a tough scene. I like Akshay. I think he's got a really good game. Actually, that was one of my short-term takeaways for this weekend, is that Akshay is kind of establishing himself as like a top 20 player on the tour, and really think he was 48 coming into the weekend or to the week, and I really think he's going to be top 20 once the year ends. Like, he's got a great game. I mean, it's just the putter. That's it. And it is tough to watch that broom and it not be Adam Scott. But I really like that dude.
Wasn't there like some controversy on like Thursday? There was video of people thought he was anchoring to his chest with his putter. And like, that's what kind of drives me crazy, is because it looks like it, but you can't tell. You can't call him on it because you can't really tell if it is in his chest or not.
You can't prove it, and it's on it's the integrity of the player. But I rarely get on Twitter, but when I did, there was just a thread of these guys like in his ass about it, and I tried to read it for about 20 seconds. That ass, screw it, nothing's gonna happen. So yeah, but it's legit. So all right, anybody else? You got any leaderboard, any stats, anything else before we do some venue talk and big takeaways from the week?
Spieth is coming.
Okay, God, yeah. You know what? Where did he end up today? Did he fall off a cliff?
Yeah, I didn't really want to go there. Let's not talk about his fourth round.
I can't find him.
He shot 73 today. Is that right?
Whoa, he did?
Yeah, I think he finished like 220.
72 today.
72, okay. No, I agree. I mean, Spieth putted well. I think he was like top 5 for the week in putting, but he was normal Spieth.
Might have been
Like
first.
yesterday was pretty insane. No, actually, Tony Finau was number 1 in strokes gained putting for the week, which is also another sad story.
He made the cut.
Yeah, he wasn't even top 15 and number 1 strokes gained putting. So that's like, oh man, sayonara, Tony. That sucks.
I
think we're done.
The data golf.
We probably should have Tyler's down there in the studio for us. We probably should just have him have like a quad box of all of us. And anytime somebody just has like a declaration like that, like Jewel on this episode at this day, this time said Tony Finau's done. So when he wins in 3 weeks, it's just very easy to.
Oh, that would be good.
And by the way, Tyler, suggestions from Goldie are more like requests, which are really more like demands. So just
it was just
some notes.
Hey, you remember that time I just had that idea? But
did you follow through on that, or
well, Adam, you know, nothing says Spieth is coming like 66, 68, 69, 72. So progressively getting worse throughout the week. But I did like what I see. I do like the swing. It looks a little more natural than he was trying to force for a few years. Love to see the putter. It looked legit.
That's big for me right there. Is that putter comes back? It's kind of fallen off, which is weird.
My big takeaway is more venue based, but I'll say from a player, that's what I was going to throw out there. That Jordan Spieth I think he's my favorite golfer to watch. It's you call it what you want, cocaine train, relatability. You know, maybe he's just taking the mantle now that Rory got that off his back with Augusta. It's like, who's the yesteryear superstar that you just want to do something? But I just have so much fun watching him hit golf shots. And I think a part of it is because it's like got a really high likelihood of being like greatness and a really high likelihood of being very relatable. So hopefully we get more greatness in there. But I don't know what it is, dude. He's like the needle. Like he really is. Like
just
for
has
me,
it, man.
Yeah, like when I saw the 66 Thursday, but what I don't know, but it is just I think that was my thing.
And
like,
Scotty doesn't have that. Like if you would ask me, hey, who are you gonna sit down and watch today? You can either watch Scotty or you can watch Spieth. It's just no brainer. It's Spieth every single time.
Wow.
Even with how like high of a level Scotty's playing at. I don't know, man.
Adam's really trying to get that Under Armour stock back up is the issue.
I did like his hat on Saturday. I did like that hat. Maybe we're making some headway there.
I told you guys we probably need to save that for some off weeks to do a deep dive of what's happened to Under Armour golf. So, but maybe that's the comeback. The one hat, the one time. Being an athlete with him for a decade.
Well, it's a pretty short list of people. Oh, sorry, Adam. Do you have something?
No, I was going to say I'm gonna write that down. Goldie said to do a deep dive on Under Armour. I just want to make sure that I'm writing that down. Because
if you could just button that up, it's no rush. But
so it's a pretty short list of guys who have 3 majors or 3 of the majors and only need 1 more for the. Please finish my sentence.
The career Grand Slam.
The career Grand Slam. Spieth is one of them. What does he need?
The PGA Championship.
Yeah,
that's the easiest one. Give me a break. He could do it for sure.
Yeah. I think it's the hardest one because it brings so many people into it. Yeah.
It's the dumbest one though, at least.
for sure.
We agree on that.
Anyone could win it.
He hasn't won a Players, has he?
No.
Has Jordan? I don't think he has.
I hope he
hope
doesn't
so.
do that
That
in lieu
that
of.
course doesn't seem to set up for him.
Yeah, I was literally about to follow up and be like, do I even remember him being like in the top 10 or 15?
No, you need to drive the ball too well.
Hold on, were you gonna say that if he does win, that's the career Grand Slam?
No, I was
No.
just I mean, some would argue that it's better than the career Grand
Well,
Slam.
Rory won't.
Yeah, I was glad to see that he
It's
came
Spieth and
out.
Phil, right? Just those two, and
Yeah.
Scotty.
And Scotty, which I think money would say Scotty probably
Yeah.
has the upper hand on getting that first. Don't think Phil will, which would be it's impossible.
Obviously.
He can't win, but it would be the coolest thing that's ever happened.
Hey,
even.
dude, you never know.
Okay, so Julie, you said, does anyone got like a big takeaway they want to get off their chests for this?
What section are we in right now?
Big takeaway.
Big takeaway section.
Yeah.
Do you, Jewel?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've got another one. I told
guys
you all
wanna
the long-term
research-
takeaway.
Hey, let's
of
just,
like,
Wait, are we
Lettuce Heads,
talking
we're
about
gonna
the course
we're gonna,
yet, though?
We're gonna talk.
Okay.
We're gonna take a pause, Lettuce Heads, while we finish this segment. Come right back. No, the course is kind of that's part of my big takeaway. So, but the course is next. Venue talk.
course is next. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jewel.
the venue
Go,
sucks.
Jules.
Go ahead, Jules.
Fucking
I think
Jesus, such a
I gave
loser.
you all the long-term impact. Akshay, I think he's going to be a top 20, maybe top 15 golfer at the end of the year. Short-term, man, I know you guys have been just like watching Scotty after my prediction of 10 wins this year. It's been on top of mind for y'all. And that's all you've been thinking about. And I think we just lost another opportunity. So
Yeah.
I'm getting a little nervous. I think today was the day. It would have made it a lot easier to get to 10 if he would have won today. And I'm starting to get nervous.
He
I
lipped
didn't even
out
know you
birdies on
predicted that, so
16
that's
and
pretty cool.
17.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just not if he would have just fired that 59 he had in the bag, he could have won it.
I got
okay.
it. Just one more. We didn't talk about the amateur elements of the pro-am at all, which is funny.
Well, you're getting into my
Oh.
kind of a little bit of my big takeaway.
Oh, I want
Creeping
you
in
to
the
do
ven-
it, and then
Okay.
I want to
Creeping the
just add
venue
some
talk.
seasoning to it.
So
Adam, I feel like we keep talking over each other, and there's a slight delay if you need to like timestamp this. Are we good? I just want to make sure.
it sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, no, there's no. You sound great. It's just you guys. I can see the minds. You're just
just-
churning at the same time. You're
It's a mind game.
simpatico.
Okay. I just want to make sure maybe I wasn't delayed or something.
No, you're great.
Okay.
Adam,
Been on the
did
bench
you
a
have
while.
something before I go on my? I think that because Adam just waits for that little you to take a breath, and it's under his breath he goes, "I don't know, fuck the venue, fuck Pebble Beach. I don't even want to fucking be here right now." That's the problem. Okay, so here's my big takeaway. Mr. Golfer teed it up inadvertently. Was we still don't know how to do the program. If you're gonna do it, I want to see what the fuck's going on. Like, I want to see who these amateurs are. I want to know what their handicaps are. I want to be able to find their score, not the composite team score. You're not allowed when Chris Solomon from NLU is playing with Max Gracerman. I want to click and see what Solly is doing. I want to have the ability to see some of their golf shots. And I think it's just a massive swing and miss. And I know the argue is like it's because it's not really anymore about just the corporate sponsor. Like you're getting some entertainers and influencers into this. I think you brought that point up a few weeks ago, Aaron, of the, maybe 10, 20 years ago when it was just Charles Schwab CEOs. But now if you're going to start inviting the Roger Steeles out, or you should have Grant Horvat and them out. You need an ability to be like streaming that maybe as like a YouTube option, like pick out 4-5 guys, have a single camera and stream it like a YouTube streamer, like have their cameraman come do it. And I think that is one thing is you say it's a big takeaway, but the PGA Tour still hasn't figured out how to balance being the serious product with still taking advantage of the obvious stuff you have. And what I would say is like, you just need to get rid of it being a program if you're not willing to actually lean into it and like being able to see the golf.
Yeah. Occasionally they had some really good moments too. Like it was like on Friday, and it's kind of a close up on Rory's face, and he's really just staring down the green. He's got a wedge shot coming up, and in the background, you just see this lefty just hacking practice swings in the rough. And you're like, it's this weird dissonance. You're like, what is happening here? This is a pro tournament, but it's just the guys he's playing with over there, and they hack a shot out. But it is kind of funny, and it is unique, and it works because golf is the only sport where pros can play amongst amateurs, but you can still do the thing. and the pros can still focus, and almost like they're used to playing with hacks. They've been doing it their whole life. We all do. And they go home and play with their friends. So I don't even think it's like a weird disadvantage. It really kind of works. It might even get them in show off mode or just whatever. So yes, lean into it, play into the amateurs more, make it a bigger part of it. Yeah, just make it a bigger part of it. It's fun.
Yep.
It's a challenge. It's kind of fun.
Adam shaking your head no. So just go in. Don't wait for a breath to just be like, oh, they're such fucking idiots. Just tell us what's wrong.
I hate the Pro-Am. I'd get rid of it. I think that is one of the things that it makes it not feel like a big tournament. This is Pebble Beach. This is the crown jewel of U.S. golf. Like, this is essentially our old course. And
for everyone except you, though. For everyone except you. You hate it, but
no, I want to make it better. Okay, that's how much I care about it.
Oh, you care.
So we're getting rid of the Pro-Am. All right, like the old course, you wouldn't do this at the old. Hey, we're gonna have a tournament every year, and we're gonna do this stupid Pro-Am, and it's gonna be across 2 courses.
And you probably wouldn't do it.
And we're gonna.
But you probably wouldn't do it at like Augusta either, right? Like in a place in Georgia either, right? But like maybe you do it in a place like Cali, NorCal, baby. It's like super relaxed. It's super chill. And it's just a different kind of vibe. I get it down in Georgia. It would feel very offensive to have the wrong people on a certain golf course. And this is for, I know how like you guys from down there have that deep.
I'm not against Pro-Ams at all. It's just that this is Pebble Beach. Like, make this a big time event.
So
I feel like the Pro-Am sucks a little air out of it.
So, 2 things. One, I did omit that, and that was inadvertent. That, yeah, I mean, the issue is now that it's truly a signature event. Like, I don't think you can have both. Like, if it's going to, it either needs to be like,
unless it's a Pro-Am.
Well, I think if it's a signature event, it probably shouldn't be a Pro-Am. Is what I'm getting at. And if it's not going to be a signature event, it can be a great annual event, but it probably shouldn't be the Pro-Am. Also, secondarily, I'm still adamant you can't be a major venue and a PGA Tour stop. I just hate it. It's just too much exposure for a golf course. It ruins the allure. So
that's my other thing is they've now gone to where Pebble comes up on the major calendar every 5 years, as opposed to it used to be every 10 years. So it's like I don't know. It just cheapens Pebble when it rolls around to the U.S. Open to me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
counter. Do you just want to see more of Pebble Beach, more opportunities?
Well, if I'm going to see it, then show it to me. Like if you're going to do it, make it big, make it right. Don't go to Spyglass half one day and then come back. Look, they've gotten better with it because it used to be an absolute like travesty as far as coverage goes on,
because they did 3 courses, so they didn't even try.
Yeah, it's gotten better. I'll give them that. It's gotten better, but still, I want I don't know. I just want it to be it feel like a major if you're going to have it there.
Well, it's also kind of frustrating because you go 2 or 3 weeks in a row of playing multiple courses. You go to the Farmers and you play multiple courses, go to Waste Management. Then you come here and you play multiple courses again. I don't know, man. For viewing purposes, it kind of stinks. Like, you don't get into a groove.
And this is why I'm hopeful with the 2027 schedule bumping back. The issue is because they're trying to get players as many starts as possible, and you're in the shortest days of the year, so you go to these multi-course properties so you can have a larger field before you cut it down after 2 days or whatever, to get more people playing. But yeah, I don't like it. I've never liked the multi course events, and honestly, selfishly, so Adam, to your point, if you are going to do Spy, I know there's a million reasons why you wouldn't do this. They don't have the build out and all that kind of stuff, but I hate going like Pebble Spy, Pebble. Like, if you're going to do that, I would do Pebble Spy, and then Saturday is Spyglass and Sunday is Pebble. It's actually so you see the two events. So I think that could be unique and different, but I maybe you see less of Pebble and it makes Sunday that much more special. And I also think if people actually got to see 18 holes of Spyglass, you'd be like, oh wow, that's
I know that's
pretty
what drives
cool
me
course.
crazy is they show that the one hole, the long skinny green, whatever hole that is. I
Number
mean,
4.
you
Yeah.
just get these like bits and pieces of Spy, and it's just like, hey, we're throwing this in here just so you know we're playing on Spy too. But yeah, I agree with what you just said. It's either 2 at Spy and 2 at Pebble. Honestly, I think it just needs to be all 4 at Pebble. I don't know if we're going to talk more about like what changes we would make with this tournament.
Yeah, let's go straight into the venue.
I wouldn't change anything.
Well, what about to Adam's point? Like, all right, so now that Pebble's every 5 years is a major, why not just do Spyglass and Monterey every year? Just switch those 2 and then do Pebble every 5 as a major. I know the infrastructure may be an issue, but like understanding that, but
there's not that many
be a
people
ton of
out
fun
on
to watch.
Pebble on the course either.
It's one of the best parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the real answer is just money. You know, they get so much damn money, and it's like
Yeah, but that's the answer to everything.
I know, and they don't. There might be long-term consequences for the short-term financial win. So, but
I think the biggest problem is when it's played. It's played. Let's just go there. It's played in February, probably one of the worst times of the year to play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like every single year you're getting some sort of weather delay, rain, and the course is super soft.
Mm-hmm.
The course doesn't need to play super soft. Like, you need to play it firm. If you're gonna like truly showcase Pebble in all its glory, it's got to play firm. Can't be playing it in February. So that's why I'm requesting to Mr. Rolap to make Pebble the Tour Championship in August. Great weather in August. It's like the driest month of the year that time. I think it has the highest temperatures. I would do this. I would go Spyglass, the event leading up to Pebble into the Tour Championship. You all 4 rounds that previous week at Spyglass. And then I go right into Pebble and do all 4 rounds as the Tour Championship. Make it this massive, big time event. Put it in prime time, and showcase Pebble in all its glory, baby.
Creator Classic at Cyprus.
Damn.
Hey,
Only if we're invited. Don't let them go to Cyprus without us.
No, actually, Adam, I would say that's a fantastic idea.
If that
Be
can
awesome.
happen, I'm all for it too.
Jewel, was that a high five, or is
It
that
was
like
a high
you're
five. I
raising-
really liked it.
Because otherwise,
for
I'm
the
sick
listening
of-
audience, Jewel is giving high fives.
I think that's an incredible idea. You're taking something good and great and making it just fantastic, or maybe the best thing ever. So kudos to you, Adam. Fantastic. However, I'm sort of sick of complaining about the Monterey Bay Peninsula and Pebble Beach Golf Course and how incredible it is. And we've gotten a lot of amazing tournaments there. Occasionally gets screwy. And the weather this weekend was pretty awesome. And they are winning the the tournament at 22 under. Anyway, Andrew.
Yeah, that's me.
What's next? I forgot where I was going, and I do have a thing about the course, but I thought
let's talk about the venue. I mean, that's kind of where all this is pivoting into. Like, I kind of did that thing where before I was a golf hipster, architect, history junkie, and we went out and played Pebble in 2017. I was like, "This is the greatest thing you're ever gonna see in your life," and then. You get convinced that it's not that good because there's these flaws, and I've kind of netted out somewhere in between where it is really one of the most special walks you could have in golf. The history is there. There's stretches of iconic golf. It's manicured to all, that you like, something you've never seen.
And not only that, who did we run into to start the day?
Tom Watson.
Just sets the tone.
It sets the tone, but it's say proud. And but no, it is awesome. But I will say this, as a venue, I do think like this is what sucks. The iconic stretch is really how much you want to say, like 4 to 10 is coastal. So let's just bucketize that. And then you have 17 is coastal. I'll get to that in a second. Then you have 18 being iconic. But really, man, like 11 to 16, I would argue even 17, is not really that interesting of golf. And the problem is you get into prime time and that's what you watch. So it's like, do we need to consider flipping the 9s? I would even go more radical, and I understand this would be routing issues. I heard it referenced a million times this week that it's a marvel in routing, and it is a beautifully routed course. It's green and tee box, and it is a great walk. But at some point, it's like, like is the routing so important that you're not going to have like a flow of golf holes that is going to really meet the standard of what it once was or could be? Because there's some things they could do that would be a little creative. It would cause some cross throughs and all that. But
before you get there, you said the word flow. So I think you're right from a standpoint of tournament golf, putting it on television. What do we want? People are tuning in for the back nine. We really probably should have the most exciting moments there. But I do think from a playability standpoint, the flow of the golf course might just be close to perfect, kind of elite. Just really quick, you start off with just these they give you a couple birdie holes up front, and they're kind of interesting. And you take the third hole, it's kind of like Spyglass number 1, where now you're looking at the ocean, you feel the wind, you're like, holy shit, something's about to go down. And then the next hole is you are on the ocean for some of the most dramatic, incredible holes you'll ever play in your entire life. And the course does peak in the middle, but I think that's okay too. It's kind of like a metaphor for life.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It kind of does peak in the middle. And then, 11, it's not that bad when you're there. You have the ocean behind you and you see it. 12's hidden, but 13 and 14 are lovely holes to play. And you feel the breeze and you're looking behind you and you're walking, marveling at the views. The greens there are super small and interesting. And if you miss them, you are fucked as a amateur, a scratch. I get the pros make it look easy, but those greens are so diabolical. 16, I think, is incredibly underrated and challenging. The drive makes you think just a little bit for the pros, but that green is so tilted, you can't miss it behind. And you've got the weird tree over there, so your angles matter. You saw Scotty had to hit this weird, low cut shot just to. And then I know you have thoughts about 17, but 17 and 18 are pretty dramatic, pretty incredible. Brings you right back to the ocean. You get a great finish. So there's nothing like playing that golf course. It's just the coolest experience.
God, that just completely took away Andrew's rerouting theory. That was great. Why would you change it? I mean, it sounds like like a wonderful flow. And I understand what you're saying.
If you agree with everything that was just said, that sounded incredible. I mean, I was almost bought that was all accurate. But I mean,
wait, would you reroute it and keep 18 as 18? That you try to find a way to reroute it and keep that hole there? I
think if you could creatively, even if it required a walk from, I think I don't know exactly how it would work, but if you played, where 18 was your final hole, but 1 to whatever, you might have a hole, right? But if you the final stretch of golf was 6, 7, 8, and 18, like if the course started where 9 was now and you played 9 and 10 down the coast, it's kind of a teaser of what's to come. Then you go back up 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think some of those cutesy things Aaron brought up, if it was earlier in the round and we got the tree, but they're really just flip wedge holes for these guys. So they're not that cool closing out a big dick tournament. And then you got 17, and then 17 is going to get you on a trek back to 1. It's not really that far if there's a cut through. And I know there can be. You get back to 1. Now you play 1 to 8. And now I don't exactly know how the routing would go from 8 back to 18. It would probably require some kind of cut through and some, passageway to go. But it would be insane is all I'm saying. It wouldn't be as cool as walking off 17 green and going to 18 tee box from a architecture standpoint. But, man, from a drama, think of where all the insanity is. That's where it is like that's where the numbers come from, where there's real variability in the golf course. And I think that's the counter. I would say I get what you're saying about that stretch of 11 to 16 at least, but it kind of is like cookie cutter for pros. It's not that it's easy, but it is not a lot of variability. It's
those holes remind me a lot of the holes they play on all these other courses they're playing all the time. They're not like bad golf holes. I just think it feels uninspired compared to like that stretch,
right?
Which you just can't compare with.
Yeah.
You just can't.
No,
I think I'm fine with 18 because that's an iconic hole, good finisher. But to Goldie's point, I do wish 17 was a little different, and he had a good idea, maybe moving that green out, making it a little bit bigger and pushing it closer to the cliff edge, and then maybe your Sunday pin is all the way over there to the left, kinda brings in just a little extra drama coming down the stretch, because I feel like the drama doesn't really start until you get on 18T.
Yeah. And yeah, I think 17. I'm not saying it's an easy hole. And I know back in the day when Jack hit the 4-iron there, right? Isn't that what it was? But I'm just telling you, when you play it at eye level, you don't see shit. Like you just see the top of a little bit of green and you can kind of see that the ocean's coming up, but it's not really like you're not elevated there 10 feet. So you don't really feel like you're in it. But I think what they could do is what I'm not just going to repeat everything Adam just said, but if they move that green out and cut it like into the cliffside, you could get a really dramatic, like think of where like Colin was today, man. Like you can hit a really, 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 really bad golf shot there and be okay. I mean, and I just think you could do something a little bit more creative, a little bit more natural, get away from it just having to be, 6-inch rough. If it's just like a runoff into the cliffs in the ocean, that'd be pretty sick to me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like Collins ball, why is there rough there? That's kind of unbecoming.
And like
right?
helped him.
Down. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the argument is like, oh, it's rough. So, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. It'd be more interesting if that was just like rock and it was.
But I mean,
you're not allowed to miss the green 30, 40 feet short left or else you're in the ocean.
You guys tell me this, the rough out at Pebble, it's not that hard to hit out of, right?
Oh, it's for an amateur, it is.
Okay.
I mean, pros,
but like Bermuda, like when we played Sawgrass, man, that was some,
yeah.
I think I was like 14 fairways when I was there. I just don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't. But no, it's not as hard as Bermuda. I mean, it's much more lush. But yeah, you can. I think the difference is like those kind of shots, like you're talking about, kind of in the green or like around the greens that look like, oh, you're dead. If you have loft, it's very doable. It's just hard when you're like above 175 yards. It's just you can't get any club on it.
You know what? I don't think you're coming from a place of complaining. I think you love that place and you just want it to be like the best it could possibly
ever.
be.
Yeah.
So I get it. They should keep improving. What the fuck?
And there
I hope they're listening.
They're redoing what are they Spanish Trails right now? Isn't that what it's called? Not Spanish Trails.
Bay?
Spanish
Links.
Spanish
the links in Spanish Bay.
Some links at Spanish Bay. Spanish Trails is you guys bring up Vegas.
My old stomping grounds.
So yeah, I mean, I think I do wonder if Pebble is going to be tapped for a significant renovation. I just don't know how they can do it if it has to be,
they're
ready
redoing some of the greens, aren't they? They did. They redid 10 this year, right?
That was a really cool change, I thought.
Yeah, they do like one at a time, like incremental, but I think some of them they need some more dramatic stuff to do.
So 10. So what they did, like, why exactly does that make that hole like that much better? Like,
I just like how they go what the hole used to look like, and then they show what it looks like now with like a cool graphic, and you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Dude, Aaron, if you just give they're like, look at how the wind did. It added a triangle now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Jewel, what do we think about the venue?
Should we get Jim Nantz on and talk about how he's redesigned it himself? I'm sure he's done it multiple times.
Yeah, but I don't think he could be objective. He would just say it's the greatest place. And I'm sure, I mean, when you go out there, it really is like the greatest place in terms of just the weather and
Man, I think Pebble's great. I think you could do this with every golf course. Like you could, if you're doing exactly what you're doing, then go to Augusta and move 12 and 13 into 16 and 17. Like of course that's what you want. Nobody's gonna be perfect. I mean, the Players Sawgrass is probably the best 3-hole closing stretch of the big venues of the year. You're just not gonna find them to be perfect. We're all gonna want to tinker. I mean, you're a tinker at heart, so you're gonna tear apart every golf course.
Yeah. I guess the hard part, I still go, all that's fair. The number one thing, without even just going down rabbit holes, is just, man, when you turn on live coverage, if it's not going to be available till 1 o'clock in the day and everybody's done with 8 already, it's like, what the fuck? Like that's just and I'm not saying I have a great answer to it other than like that is what you should be showcasing. But
that was unique today, right? I mean, they pushed everything up, right?
But it's like that almost every year though. Like by the time coverage starts, like you have one or two groups that you get to actually see play the stretch. I would just be wanting everybody to see everybody play that stretch of golf holes if I was running the event. But okay, I'm sure there's some cons I'm not considering that might make it feasible. Number one being if they just flipped them, you would lose 18 as your closer.
Yeah, and just changing 150 beautiful years of tradition from Sir Alistair Mackenzie to fucking Jack Nicklaus to Tiger Woods, and just change it. Just flip the course.
To
make
Seth
10-1, make
Jesus.
2-7.
Hey,
Goldie's out of control, bro.
Times change. Speaking of time changing, let me just go. Has anybody got any final Pebble talk?
I don't know. No.
Okay, perfect. No, this is good. This is great, actually. But I do really quickly LIV golf. So if we're gonna seriously be covering professional golf, we gotta be fair. And I'll just say this. I say this non-ironically. Is that a word? Unironically? Is it which one am I going for? Unironically. Thank you. Unironically.
This is America. You can say whatever you want.
I was texting you guys that I earlier in the week said, hey, I've watched some of this LIV Adelaide, and I like that vibe. Australia, the crowd's wild. You have the course is different. It's got those Australian bunkers. It's firm and fast. You're seeing weird stuff. DJ's trying to putt out of a bunker, all this kind of things you don't see a lot. But Sunday, you got Rahm and Bryson, two of the best 4 golfers in the world. They're in the final group, 19 under. Anthony Kim is in the final group, but he's 14 under, right? So the two stallions, they're boat racing the field. But I'm like 5 holes in. I start texting you guys. I'm like, dude, Anthony Kim's like legitimately playing high level of golf. Like, he's not mishitting a golf shot. He's hitting draws. He's hitting fades. He's hitting 4-iron stingers. He's hitting drivers high. He's hitting every shot 100 to 180 yards, like within 8 feet of the pin. He's rolling the rock. Long story short, goes on a tear, bogey free, 9 under round, chases down Rahm, ends up clipping him by 2 strokes. Wins after, like, even Cam Smith, they interviewed him afterwards and was like, hey, look, like, it was good for LIV when we signed him last year, but I played a couple rounds with him early, just getting to know him. And I was like, this is bull. Like, he was basically saying, like, this is not a good idea. Like, he's like, it was pretty scrappy to say the least. And to see that to where he got relegated, he didn't even like earn a point last year on LIV. And then find something, go through qualifying in the last slot. And now that LIV expanded and they went to 72 holes, look what it gave you. It had the best golfer of the week be able to separate himself from the field.
We talked about him at the qualifier. He made a clutch birdie like to get to the weekend and then ends up like playing insanely good and just eking it out and then gives himself a chance. And yeah, you were texting. I finally turned it on. The second I turn it on, he goes birdie 12, birdie 13, birdie 14, birdie 15, makes a clutch par, birdie 17. I think it was just, he said he was fist pumping so much. He hurt himself a little bit. Like he thought he tweaked his hip a little, because I bet every time he thought that was going to be the one birdie and it just kept happening. It was very nuts.
Well, it was also fun to watch golfer with emotion, like,
oh shit.
Like, just like, look, I mean, again, we can get into a whole nother discussion one day about, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but like, it was awesome, dude. The let's fucking go. The fist pumps got more and more insane every single time. And like, you could just see like Rahm would almost have like a grin when a putt goes in, but you could see as the round went on, he was getting like pissed off. And so it was great, man. And like, I don't know what's to come in terms of like, is he going to start? Is he going to get the LIV invite to majors this year? If he's if he's in the top couple, because I think how it works is the number 1 points earner on LIV, who's not already exempt, gets a U.S. Open and Masters invite.
Shit.
So it's like, Dude, we might have AK back storming it up, dude.
This is like it's like a real life tin cup. I mean, we're in part 2 right now. The story hasn't been written, so we'll see what happens with this.
And for people that, if you got to this point in the pod and you're not like a diehard professional golfer, maybe you know a little bit about Anthony Kim, but like really go do your own research, look it up. Like it was fucking insane. Like he was like the next Tiger, but he was doing everything like that whole thing of, you know, he'd show up. He's like, I'm not just saying this. I don't know if my 60 is going to go like 90 or 120 that day, but like however I'm hitting on the range, that's just what I'm doing. And that's just what I play to. And the level of talent, you can just tell.
Well, for the kids out there, it was just pre-TrackMan life. We're talking like 08. Like
yeah.
We weren't all in the numbers. It was feel baby. It was vibes. And he was kicking ass. He was awesome on Ryder Cup teams. Like he was the future. And then he had an injury and then substance abuse. And he's just off the radar. Yeah, off the radar completely. Yeah, and then he's staged this comeback where he just keeps getting to the next level. It's like his 1% philosophy. Just keep pushing. All right, go ahead.
I have to say, like, because our interview with the KFT winner, he brought up today how his philosophy is 1% better. So I was like, I don't want it now. I had a whole thing I wanted to make fun of that, but maybe that is a good mental way of going about it. But they kept saying it. So Anthony Kim just showed up every day and he got 1% better. I was like, it's all it takes, guys. Just, you know, eventually you get 100% better, and that's just how good you're going to be. But if you're willing to just put in the work, you get 1% better.
So just 100 days and you're going to be perfect.
If you're willing to start only 1%, don't overachieve, just 1%.
Look, guys, Anthony Kim is a great story. I was always a big fan. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to him in the future. But this was one step. It's not like been multiple steps. He made a step, and it's exciting. And I would love to see what happens. But it was a fucking live event. Like, it's just hard to get too excited about it.
It is. That's fair. But I will say, like, you're in the final group with, if it was Dean Burnmeister and, you know, like,
that guy can play.
They can, but that's
Terrell
not
Hatton
the
was
same
there
pressure.
too.
Terrell Hatton was on the board. It was a Cam Smith.
I mean, don't you think it's a little weird that Patrick and Brooks leave and then all of a sudden AK just wins? I mean,
our resident conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. It is. I'll concede this. It is weird. I'm not quite sure what the conspiracy would be that, like, he was just deciding, you know, he's like, I'm going to get relegated here and then I'm going to fucking have to. Like,
I mean, that's like 50% of the talent on that tour. Okay. That's where I was going. We make the same joke about the PGA
the top
Tour
of that
with Scotty.
I would argue the top of that leaderboard's like top 7 or 8 was probably is just as good as the top 7 or 8 that we had on the PGA Tour this week. It's just, then yes, it's a steep drop.
Also, speaking of conspiracies, Anthony Kim and Colin Morikawa winning on the same weekend. Big weekend for our Asian brothers, but I don't want to read too far into it.
Yeah, that's okay.
What's that? Our SoCal Asian brothers?
Yeah,
or are they North Cal?
Mad respect.
All the cows, we'll take them all.
All the cows.
Well, and I also do, when they're out in Australia, those fans are nuts. I mean, it was cool to see like how big golf is there. It's not the best course in Australia. The course is actually just fine, but those fans, dude, they got too rowdy. It's too much. LIV's not a good product. I'll still say that. Like they got it. It was wild, but also like, dude, there was a video circulating. There was just an eastern brown snake, I think is what it's called, was just going through parts of the crowd. It's like the most venomous snake in Australia. The good news is it's so venomous. They have
brown snake is fine.
They have like 99+% survival rate because they have crafted anti-venom available like everywhere. But I was reading about it. They're like, they have to have like this protocol that anti-venom has to be like in a certain amount of miles of every place in the area because you have to administer it, you know.
God, that's my nightmare.
But dude, it was just hilarious. The snake was going fast as shit. And there's like a massive crowd. And he's just going up to it. And there's like security guards around it, like escorting him, you know, but I guess like make sure he doesn't get too rowdy. But I was like, yeah, it's wild out there in Australia. All right, guys. Anything else? Anybody? Adam, you got any final LIV talks? I know you've been a big LIV guy. And I throw one bone. They've toned down some of the animations. They've kind of gone away from the fluorescent scoreboard, and that's a little more monotone. It's still ridiculous to have the scoreboard up the whole time while you're golfing. Yeah. The team part still doesn't make sense in conjunction with the individual part. But, you know.
Before Adam goes, I got a pitch for LIV. Maybe offer Jacob Bridgman like 30 mil. Get him off the tour. I am done. And maybe rebrand him to Jake Bridge. You know, you can have
Jay
something
Bridge.
cool. He could be on the Aces. Doesn't matter. But pay that dude and get him out of the way, please.
Yeah,
I
you
think
get-
anybody
you
wear
get killed
those
off.
Adidas shoes has got to be off the tour. Those
Oh,
things
then-
are
Those are bad.
awful.
the Sambos or whatever. Yeah,
Those are from like 2011.
they're coming back. Everybody's so trendy. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody else? Final takes?
Mm-mm.
Going once?
Who was the
going twice?
54-hole winner?
Well, it's tied. Bryson and Rahm. So,
Oh,
and then
wow.
like I said, the
It
real
could've been a
golfers
playoff.
separate.
Damn, they fucked up. It could have been a playoff.
Yeah, the real golfer. Oh, that would have been crazy too, because Rahm holed out for eagle from the fairway to get into to be 19 under. So imagine that going to a playoff.
Yeah.
Oh man,
They had it. They had it right. 54 holes. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Guys, that was
Pebble?
really fun.
That was great. You guys are really talented talking about. I've made fun of you for being better at talking about football than professional golf, but I know we all watch a lot of it, and we got some things to say, so it's all good. And next week we got Riv. So back to back, 2 signature events. Then there's a good little break, but get your pro golf fix. Okay, I'm good.
Get ready for a
I'm-
lot of fire talk.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fire talk.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's
It is
back.
about-
All right. Let us heads. This was fun. We'll see you next week. And most importantly, stay plugged.
And go buy yourself a hat at the shop. Please let us
I-
golf.com.
Please let us golf.com.
Peace.
Contact us for special promo codes letting us know you got to the end of a very long episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Comment, like, subscribe.